All right, so the Ski Erg typically tends to be one of the most challenging devices for people within high rocks competitions and just in general when you talk about conditioning. Today we're gonna go over 3 tips to make sure you're set up for success. All right, so number 1 is gonna be the setup. Oftentimes I see people way too close to the erg or way too far. Sometimes you guys are hanging off the backside. We wanna make sure that we're set up for success from the start. So what I want you to think about is that midsole of your foot is in line with the bars down at the floor. This way is basically gonna be arm distance apart, and that's another way to check yourself. So either arm distance apart or toes lined up exactly with those bars. Next one, and probably the most important one, is gonna be how you're utilizing your arms. A lot of times, very ugly, I see people going for this butterfly. Not efficient, doesn't help you, so we're gonna fix that right now. What I want you to think about is the path of least resistance and most efficiency. So thinking about getting nice and tall at the top, pulling straight through. Rather than go for that wonky butterfly, we wanna move in a straight line, up, down, and creating as much power as possible. All right, so last but not least, has nothing to do with form, has to do all with setup. So you'll see here, this is your damper. The more resistance that you set, the higher that resistance, the harder you're gonna have to pull, the more you're having to fight. The lower, obviously the opposite of that. We wanna find that middle ground. I like to be between a 4 to a 5 for myself. For most of us, we think more is better. Not necessarily the case. We wanna be where we can be most efficient.